If you haven't checked out Obliterated yet,
3, 2, 1.
Let's finish this.
you're missing out on some major fun.
We just saved Vegas. And if the world knew what we did here today.
This show is like a mashup of all the coolest stuff, like action that makes you grip your chair and comedy that'll have you laughing out loud. And trust me, it never gets boring. And since it first came out on November 30th, it's been making waves in the charts, sitting pretty in the top 10 of the most popular TV shows on Netflix. And if you're looking for something awesome to watch this weekend, this is it, because it's a must-watch for your weekend chill time. And here's the juicy part, because we're going to explore all the behind-the-scenes secrets and hilarious bloopers from this Netflix show. And if you keep watching till the end, you will know the truth about what makes Obliterated get everyone's attention, from different critics to viewers alike. And I promise to bring you all the newest and juicy details from its much-awaited Season 2 release date to what explosive twists and turns you can expect in Season 2. So keep watching everything to know about Obliterated. Best behind-the-scenes secrets and on-set bloopers. Obliterated was named as Worst Show of the Year by critics. Yeah, for some reason, critics are calling it the worst show of 2023. The Telegraph had something spicy to say. "Call off the search, the worst show of 2023 is here," they exclaimed. But they added, saying it's a dream show for 13-year-old boys, a wild mix of The Hangover and Steven Seagal movies. And The Guardian didn't hold back either. They even gave the show a 1-star review, and that's a tough pill to swallow, saying, "The pace is so excruciating and the show so repetitive that by the third hour, nothing would seem more heroic than someone detonating the bomb and putting us all out of our misery." Variety chimed in with their thoughts too, describing Obliterated as a baffling, nearly unwatchable hodgepodge of nonsense littered with penises and explosives. But hold on. Not everyone agrees, because as of now, the show has a 50% score on Rotten Tomatoes, showing a mix of opinions out there. In a silver lining, this show has been praised by CNN, saying, "Obliterated is such an amusing concept, executed with utterly reckless abandon, that it mostly steamrolls over its abundant excesses and the challenges of stretching it out over 8 episodes." The Hollywood Reporter also threw in their 2 cents, acknowledging the show's great premise, but noting it might have been better for a shorter movie. They conclude, "It's a great premise, but also remind us that the truth, though, is that as great as the premise is, it's a premise for a 95-minute movie and not an 8-episode television show." But what about the people who witnessed this show? Well, just like some critics, some people find it looks goddamn horrible and cringe. However, some people who watched this show enjoyed it, and they even praised it, saying, "What a show! One of the best! And to top it off, the greatest show I've watched this year on Netflix. Didn't want it to end." Another fan agreed. "This show was amazing. I hope it gets the attention it deserves." See, comedy is subjective. You may laugh at something, and another person might not even move a hair. But if you are a fan of Obliterated, the next thing I'm gonna spill can leave you on the edge of your seat. So keep watching. Obliterated gearing up for another season. Now, the big question on everyone's mind is, are we getting more seasons of Obliterated? Well, as of now, Netflix hasn't said anything official about Season 2. I know the suspense is like a roller coaster, but since Season 1 just came out a month ago, we might hear some news about the next chapter soon. For now, the future of Obliterated really depends on how much we all love Season 1. The more we watch, the better our chances are of getting more of this awesome show. The creators are super keen to keep the story going if there's enough buzz and demand for it. So if you're loving the show, make some noise in the comments section. And if Obliterated gets the green light for a second season, don't expect it to pop up on Netflix soon. Considering how long it usually takes to make and polish a Netflix series, our smart guess is it will likely be around mid to late 2024 before we can binge watch the new episodes. So, while waiting for that, it's better for us to have some theories and predictions for Obliterated's new season. First, let's talk about a theory that's buzzing among fans because they think Obliterated Season 2 might take our special ops team on a wild ride, jumping them into action in cool places like Paris or Tokyo. This means that having a new location will also bring new challenges and some surprises that will add to the show to make it a fresh dynamic that is even more exciting that you'll definitely watch. Now, when it comes to those awesome characters from Season 1, we could learn all about what makes characters like Ava Winters and Chad McKnight tick. And there's so much more we still don't know about them. So, Season 2 might take us back in time to see their stories before they became the heroes we know. And we're talking about secrets, surprises, and maybe a few shockers. Another speculation of some fans is we're going to meet new characters that might join the squad in Season 2, meaning we could see new friendships, maybe some arguments, and all kinds of team-ups that'll make every episode a fresh adventure. Plus, Season 2 could also explore what happened after all the craziness in Las Vegas from Season 1. This could add an exciting and real touch to the show, balancing out all of the funny moments, and in Season 2, it might show us how all that action changes the team's lives, making things feel super accurate and even more gripping. And for all you romantics out there, keep an eye on Ava and Chad because their romance is just starting to bloom, and we can't wait to see how it grows amidst all the wild missions. So we might even see some new love stories popping up, adding a sprinkle of heart to all the action. Who's the mastermind of Obliterated? The show's creators of Obliterated are John Hurwitz, Hayden Schlossberg, and Josh Heald. These people are the same geniuses who brought us the hilarious Harold and Kumar movies and the epic Karate Kid spin-off Cobra Kai. You see, they've been dreaming about making Obliterated for about 15 years, and they originally wanted this show to be a movie. Hurwitz told Newsweek, "Vegas felt like the perfect place for the show because of the contrast of how serious the operation was and how high stakes the operation was, which contrasts really well with the behavior that goes on in Las Vegas and sort of the spectacle of Las Vegas. And to have those two colliding felt so perfect. And from the beginning, Vegas has always been the place that we wanted this story to take place." They thought Las Vegas, with all its wild and fun vibes, was the best spot for their action-packed story. Although Obliterated wraps up the story, the showrunners hope to bring us more seasons. And they're thinking of moving the action away from Las Vegas to other party towns worldwide. Hurwitz added, "If there were ever future adventures, there are other parts of the world that people like to party, and people have their own kinds of crazy nights that rival Las Vegas. So if this team was ever to go on another adventure, there's more ground to cover in the future." On the other hand, the show team is super thankful to the businesses and local government in Las Vegas for allowing them to film the show. They're hoping other cities will invite them to film future seasons of Obliterated. Schlossberg even said, "Chambers of Commerce will fly us around the world to pitch their cities for future seasons of Obliterated." What to expect in Obliterated Season 2? Well, action, super funny jokes, and even more heart-pounding moments that make it stand out in the world of Netflix and streaming on our TVs should be expected in Season 2. It might blow your mind even more because imagine the characters running around the bright, flashy streets of Las Vegas or partying it up in the coolest places worldwide. On top of that, Season 2 might start exploring some important real-world issues like global terrorism, political secrets, and how technology is changing the way spies do their work. And with all these serious topics, it will make the show fun to watch and really make us think about what will happen next. And to wrap it all up, Obliterated Season 2 is going to be bigger, with more hard and brainy stuff to keep us all hooked. Many fans, and of course critics, are excited to see how the show will grow and change. I know we're all here eagerly waiting for Netflix to give us the green light. We can't wait to see our beloved characters back in action, making us laugh and keeping us glued to our screens, getting into all sorts of wild and hilarious situations. And yeah, we're all shouting the same thing. Like this super enthusiastic fan says, "I actually enjoyed this series. I hope Netflix does Season 2. What a series. I love it." And by the way, now that we are talking about next season, are you a fan of Stranger Things? If yes, well, we don't want to be a bearer of bad news, but click this video right here to know what devastating news we have for our gang.